And no saying the subject today, Froggy, has to deal with the problems women face with men.
Or mental health in your head.
Leave my voices alone.
Well, I mean, I mean, technically, that kind of does have to deal with mental health.
But
men?
his voices don't matter.
No. Voices
Or about
in the
your
head.
voice in my head.
Both.
Hey,
What up,
Everett.
Everett?
Hi, Everett.
Let's fix this. There we go.
How are you this morning, young lady? Ooh.
There. That's even better.
I tried.
Hippity.
Okay.
But yes.
Did you share it out, Chris?
I just got started.
Oh, well. See, me
okay, guys.
Too busy listening.
Another real subject topic today, as what we did last week on child predators. Yeah, I know. I don't get much sleep during the day ever, and every little bit of sleep I get, I take advantage of.
Let me tell you, he's a zombie when he gets up.
Yes.
Major zombie. Hey, can that be a subject next time?
What?
Chris being a zombie?
My wife, the zombie?
No, my husband, the zombie. Who hears voices in his head.
Actually, lack of sleep is not good for you.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but
it's not good for you.
He's not normal anyway.
So. Who said I was normal?
Did you mute whatever you had to? I heard
yes, I turned it down,
okay.
Missy. Share.
Can you share it out, Everett, please? I mean,
Weaves.
I think Tiny's too busy stuffing her face.
Wild one.
Probably. I mean, I can share it out. Just let me finish stuffing my face full of food.
No.
But what made that special for you?
Yes.
So it's good. I like to eat at home too, but somebody don't like to cook that much.
You're the one that told me to go get food.
Well, that was breakfast, yes, but we didn't have any eggs here, so I couldn't have my egg burrito thingy.
There, I shared it out with a couple.
I shared it out too.
Hey, Wild One.
Hey, Wild One.
Hi, Wild One.
But yes, this is on a real good subject.
Mental
it was
health.
The wife and Hippity Hop's idea on this one. And it's mental health. And no, mental health is not every woman's problem because of the word men in it. I don't care what these two are trying to force feed you.
No. Mental health is very important.
Now, here's a question for you, Froggy. You may know more about this than I do. Has it been proven that certain mental health cause somebody to become a serial killer if it's not properly taken care of?
Yes.
And what are some of those mental health issues?
Schizophrenia is a big one.
Voices in your head. Hint, hint. Voices in your head.
Trying to say I'm going to go nuts and kill everyone?
You're the kind of person I think is going to be like a disgruntled employee one of these days.
I was already voted to be the first one to go nuts and kill all my coworkers in high school.
Oh,
Anyways, okay, schizophrenia, bipolar.
yeah,
bipolar, aggressive behavior disorder is a very weird one that most people do not hear, but it does affect a lot of people.
And usually that's just being pissed off at the world, right?
And that's
No,
No?
no.
not only that. Everybody.
It means you can literally be in. Hold on, let me turn myself down. I was playing with Saphira. You can literally be in
a good mood.
yeah, you can be happy and just fucking rage
All of
after
a sudden,
nothing.
yeah.
Okay. Now, isn't that the same thing as being bipolar, though?
No,
Because I used to work with somebody that was bipolar, and he says he could be in a good mood 1 second, and the next minute he could be ready to kill the world.
okay, so here's the thing. Bipolar fluctuates, but it also has like where 1 minute you're saving every goddamn penny you own, and the next minute you're blowing every penny and you have no regards to it. Like it doesn't affect you. You're living in a you're living in a bubble.
Oh.
No, that's not you.
So
Maybe Cody.
Oh God.
Oh, wait, he never moves out of that bubble.
The
So
bipolar. Okay.
yeah, you can go from happy to sad to pissed off to crying. Bipolar is more of every emotion. It just switches. It's like a roller coaster.
Gotcha.
But now when you have like aggressive behavior disorder, it's just aggression, just pissed off.
Right.
It's
So that's more or less like me then.
kind of okay. So you know how Jordan is always pissed off when we say his name.
Yeah.
That's his aggression part. Like he will slam things, he will stab things. He has pent up rage that he don't know where he gets it from.
Gotcha. And the voices in his head is from the schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Yes. Which also has mood affecting disorders in it too.
Right.
And I wanted to say something. Don't worry about it, Chris. Don't worry about it. You're on the floor, dog, right there. Hey,
No, it's in the toe.
you butthead. Okay. Now we were watching some videos, and people are saying that they don't have a disability because they don't show any signs of having a disability. They don't know what's going on in people's heads and people's minds because
It's
like,
called an invisible disability.
right on the outside they can look perfectly fine, but then when you're suffering from these kind of things and people can't see that, people are just too judgmental. They need to realize that even though someone doesn't have a physical disability,
You can't be eating the bottle.
they can still have like problems. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
No.
let's put it this way. I have PTSD
Right.
because of the simple fact that my exes was an asshole. Both of them.
No. Eating bottles.
I would look normal,
Stand.
Right.
but The second I'm around yelling, arguing, screaming, the first
She-
thing I want to do is hide away.
Yeah. Well, we had someone at our house. They just stayed here for like 2 months. Thank God it got rid of her. But anyway, she told me that me and Chris arguing, which we never heard of arguing, or more or less it was me and Cody arguing, would set her off, okay?
And it
But yeah,
easily could have.
then this bitch could turn around and yell at me, and I'm like, wait a minute here.
That's the thing.
Hey, wait.
Okay, so I'll put it to you this way: when I'm around arguing, it triggers me. Yelling and screaming triggers me. But let me tell you, I'll be the first one to go out there and fight a battle.
Right.
And
You're-
it's not triggering to me to go fight the battle. It's triggering when people bring the battle to me.
You're different. I like you.
Tanya,
Yeah.
your microphone sounds muffled right now. Did you do something different?
Did you
I
move?
switched it because there was a loud ass echo.
Oh,
And it was because it was on my headset, not my mic. And my mic headset has an echo. My mic does not.
Oh.
But I was playing with Sophia, if you remember.
yeah, I
So
know.
I had to turn my mic down.
I just wanted to say hi to Weaves because I didn't say hi earlier, but
Yeah, she's trying to say hi, Weaves. Hi, Weaves. Hi, Weaves.
But no,
that's voice, man.
The British are here. Sit.
I
Oh,
am.
nope, sir.
Oh, I thought.
hello, Gemma.
Hey, Gemma.
Hi, Gemma.
But no, when it comes to mental health and it comes to invisible disabilities, blindness is an invisible disability. But what they don't understand is blindness can also affect your emotional and mental disabilities at the same time because your sound is heightened, your smell is heightened, your touch is heightened, your taste is heightened. So you could bite into a cheeseburger and just taste something different that none of us could taste. And we can't understand why you're not liking it because we're all liking it. And you'd be the one without the food poisoning and we'd get the food poisoning. You see where I'm going with that? So, like, with you being blind, you have your other senses, right?
Right.
So constantly smelling things and stuff like that, it can overstimulate you, which can cause an emotional breakdown, which can cause, guess what?
Yep.
A mental disability.
Yep.
Okay. With you bringing up her being legally blind, and of course, you guys know she's in a wheelchair. A thing is, just
You're not going to say it, are you?
yes, I am. Just because somebody gets up and walks using a car,
Hold on. Yes.
holding onto a car, doesn't mean she's paralyzed because she's in a wheelchair.
Exactly.
As well.
Some people prefer to use a wheelchair in a bigger surrounding because they ain't gotta have many people there to weave them in and out of, weave them in and out of people in like malls and stuff like that. But then like there's other people now. I watched somebody on YouTube and TikTok. He is a blind surfer. He goes out there and surfs constantly, but he has a team. He has one person in the water with him and 4 people on land telling him which way he needs to go and when the waves are coming and everything else. But just because you're blind doesn't mean it's going to stop you from doing everything else. And that once again goes into a invisible disability because you're not going to see somebody be blind. Now there are people that have like the milky white eyes, um, where it like takes the pigment out of their eyes.
Yeah.
Retinitis pigmentosus is a good one. It makes their eyes milky white. Um,
Like, well, can I say something, Tanya? Like,
yeah,
I was in a restaurant with my mom. This is when I was like 17, 18 years old. Okay, and I'm blind at that time. The lady brings us our menus. I've got the menu and I'm holding it upside down and I'm giving her my order. And I give it back to her. And as soon as she left, Mom goes, "Do you know you had the menu upside down?" Stuff like that can make you just lose your mind because it's like, oh my God, I'm so freaking stupid, you know? Or I'm standing in Walmart and running to a ball and thinking it's a person. I say, "Oh, excuse me," and I look and I'm like, wait a minute, that's a pole. What the hell are you doing?
well, exactly. Blindness, or like, okay, let's get into Froggy for a second because not a lot of people know this. Froggy is disabled. My back is okay. So instead of my vertebrae being straight up and down, it's going to the side and twisting.
Oh,
So like my vertebrae is not lining up properly, and then it's twisting, which means that it literally, the parts of your vertebrae that are supposed to make it so you can bend and everything. Yes, I know my dogs are going nuts.
you're okay.
I don't know. Probably. Sorry,
What?
Tiny Girl.
I was wondering.
Missy was wondering if they could hear you
It's
okay.
doing weird things over here, so I didn't know if it was
Oh
doing
yeah,
it.
it's been echoing, and I don't know why.
No, it's
But-
not.
It's not echoing. It just makes you sound
Muffled.
really muffled.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why it's doing that.
We'll blame it on Missy.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
but
sorry.
because my spine's not physically lined up, even bending over and cleaning something up off of my floor or doing a load of laundry can put me in a bed for a day.
Mhm.
Wild One says she can't hear you.
I don't know why. I swear
You're
it's the stupid Melon app.
really muffled. I don't know. But
Maybe you need to go back to the echo.
Yep, maybe.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
How
I don't know
about
if I'm-
this?
That sounds real good.
Yeah, that does right there.
How
But
about this?
That's just fine.
Wild One and Gemma and I mean, they look normal, right? But everybody, people don't understand. You can look as fucking normal as can be and still have problems. You know.
Here's another good one. People with autism.
Gemma, yes.
Yep.
I said you can look
Yeah,
as
I
normal
know.
as can be. You know.
I know.
And
I was going to bring it up as it was.
Sorry.
Autism. It doesn't, there's certain levels of it. You can be as normal as you can, but also there are certain little things that set it off.
Yep.
But the thing is, that doesn't define who you are.
Right. Yep. But I know a lot of people are like afraid to say, "Hey, I need help." You know.
Well, exactly, and that a lot of people are afraid to ask for help because of the simple fact, either A, they don't have enough money, or for health insurance, or they were raised where you shouldn't talk about that stuff.
Right.
Or they don't want to be classified as a certain thing.
Here's the situation. When I was pregnant for Austin, or after I had Austin, I had him at mental health getting taken care of, and they diagnosed him as ADHD, ODD, right? Well, they wanted me to put him on medicine. So I'm going home and I'm talking to Chris and talking to my mother-in-law and find out, what the best solution is for it. And she's like, don't get him put on medicine. That will follow him out throughout life. And I'm like, that does not define him. Just because he needs to be on medicine and to get the help, that doesn't define. But there was no help for ODD. They said they can't do anything with that. That's oppositional defiance disorder, and that's just something he grows out of. And I was like, when is he going to grow out of it? Because he
Never.
was like 14 at the time. Like, when is he going to grow out of it? And they're like, oh, he will. Oh, he turned 18, and it was like a total turnaround from what he was. I was
No,
like,
as soon as he met Taylor.
well, yeah, as soon as he moved out, like 17 somewhere.
Yeah, you want to know why? He moved out. We don't have to deal with him anymore.
No,
Honey.
actually, Chris, he did get a lot better. I mean, and as far as like, I was worried about him because he always liked to spend his money. And no matter what I tell him, no, you gotta save. He would never do it here at home. When he moved out, he had an envelope for his electric, he had an envelope for his rent, he had an envelope, for everything. And I'm like, my God, I'm so surprised.
Right.
Well, here's the thing though on that one is when you are literally living at home, you don't think about saving because mommy and daddy pay for the rent, mommy and daddy pay for the electric and water and sewer and all this other stuff. Mommy and daddy take care of it. So why should you have to worry about saving your money?
Right.
Well, then they get into their own and they realize they have to save money.
Right.
Because if they don't and the car breaks down, the cat needs a veterinary ASAP,
Yeah.
it can cause it's a hard knock to their system because they don't know where to go.
Right.
See now, Cody, he's got pretty much the same thing his brother has, but I think his is a lot worse than what Austin is. But when it comes to money, he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just decides to spend everybody else's money
Yeah,
and save his own.
Exactly. See, he does the smart.
Yeah. See, here's the thing with ADHD. I noticed he hyperfixates. If you know what that means.
No.
Hyperfixate means he's literally so focused into that game, time goes by.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
That's why when he gets disturbed, he snaps because that hyperfixation is broken, and you're yelling because he's not listening, and he yells because he heard you. He just couldn't compute it in his brain. And mental illnesses is I shouldn't even say mental illnesses, disabilities like ADHD, ODD, which is another one he has for you guys. I've noticed that.
See.
Bipolar, schizophrenia, paranoia, depression, anxiety, all of those things you can't see.
I just kept everybody down over here. So
That could be a lot of it too. I don't know. But the more people realize that not everything is up close and personal, the more people are going to realize that we need we need to stop thinking we're entitled,
Right.
because I see it constantly. I was
Yeah.
calling for an hour. Nobody answered their phone. Homie, if we don't know the phone's off the hook, we can't answer the phone.
Right.
Right.
Well, you should be doing something. Yeah, it's called use an app that has pay later. I don't know why. I know my Wi-Fi is good.
Can I hear?
Tanya. Wild One said, it sounds like you're underneath a waterfall.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
I can hear you, but it's hard telling about the chat.
Yeah. It's either your internet or your spirits are playing with your.
Gemma says you sound muffled.
I've gone through every. There's nothing left to go.
Whoa!
That's it.
There we go.
Oh, yes, that was it.
What did you do?
I changed my mic setting.
That's perfect. I can hear you now.
Yeah,
Okay.
you sound like a normal hippity hop.
Yeah.
It's this Melon app, I swear to God. It does not like me.
Well, I want to urge people that if you're feeling things and you can't figure it out and you don't understand what the heck's going on, go get help, because
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people out there that suffer.
I put a national crisis number in the chat.
Okay. Well, I know there's a lot of people suffering for things and they're too proud, or oh no, I can't have it. Like when I was pregnant, I always thought, like, because when that lady killed all the kids, how they were saying it's postpartum depression, all that. Like, no, that's bullshit. And then after I got him, I'm like, I don't know if I should be happy or sad, because I don't know what to do. I don't know how to take care of a baby. What if I do something wrong? What if I drop him on his head? What if I was like, okay, I kind of understand, what they were saying, because it wasn't only postpartum, but it was like anxiety. Like, am I going to do something wrong? Do I hurt him? He's so tiny. What am I going to do? I was scared.
So is that all it is 988?
Yep. 988 is the National Crisis Prevention.
Really?
And that's all over.
Oh, okay. You've been in the UK?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's weird.
But
I never heard of that. Okay.
when somebody is a new mom, they do experience a lot of the
I get more than
postpartum depressions, the anxieties, the panic attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that drug addiction is actually a personality disorder?
Really?
Is it?
Yep, it's addictive personality disorder. They can go from one thing to another thing and be addicted to it.
Huh.
That's why a lot of people that are workaholics, they're addicted to working.
Leave me out of this. I knew where you were going with this, hippity.
Actually, I was gonna say Roy. He hates sitting at home. He's got to do something.
No.
He can't just sit at home.
Look at me. When I worked at Domino's, working at 3 different stores at one time.
Yeah. Methods. People that are addicted to meth. Once again, it's an addictive personality disorder.
And a lot of times when they're addicted to things like that, not only math or whatever, but
YouTube.
alcohol and stuff, be serious.
I
No,
am.
actually, it is. You
Really?
can be addicted to YouTube, TikTok, where you literally feel like you're jonesing if you cannot watch YouTube or TikTok for a day.
Look at me.
Huh.
Back in Michigan.
Yeah, he even.
I was live streaming every day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it became addictive. It became something his body system said he had to do. And without doing it, it caused mental distress on him. Well, he took his streaming addiction and put it into a workaholic.
Can I say something? He's always got mental issues, so I can't tell what's right and what's wrong.
But his mental issues, mental disabilities, make him who he is today. I'm not on YouTube that much, maybe an hour or two. That I'm a lot more happy. See, I'm addicted to gaming. Literally, if I do not game within a day of going without gaming,
And she's
Cardi
really
Tanya.
addicted to playing with Chris. She's like, don't deal it, or don't big deal it, bitch.
Oh yeah. But I'm literally on my computer from sun up to sundown.
Yeah.
Education
But yeah.
things. I'm constantly trying to get more knowledge.
People can be addicted to dirt.
And
People can be addicted to anything, and what it is literally their brain system is saying, you have to have this. And it's literally retraining your brain at the end of the day.
You want to kick my habit of having to film all the time on YouTube?
You burned yourself out.
No, I was starting to turn into J Station without the clickbaiting.
he was gonna make a video of me being dead and not really being dead.
No,
Oh,
I
no,
was not.
I'll take that back. Can I delete my message?
But no, literally,
Oh, God.
that's why they have like halfway houses and things like that for people who are addicted to them. It's so that way they can get themselves off of it. But if they were to take for 60 days, and anytime they jonesed, put after the whole detoxing, and put that into something else, they would stop being addicted. Yes, Gemma, mental health is not always obvious. Me and Chris were actually talking about this last night on his lunch break because we were talking about triggers and how you never know if something you're going to do or wear or smell is going to trigger somebody, just like colors with you, Gemma. It's very
Or
triggering.
Texture, yeah.
Textures, that's another one that's triggering. Chris didn't know that there was times even Cody triggered me. And he didn't know it because I've learned how to deal with it.
Right.
Identity, gender disorder, yep, that's another disorder, and it's hard to determine, and it's hard for people to understand it.
Yep.
Yep.
But it's like people just need to get off their high horse and realize that people do have problems, whether, I mean, they could be living on cloud 9 1 minute and then down in the dumpster the next,
Well,
Me, bother me because we've been there before.
I know.
But
We've been-
here's the thing: you
we
got
know
all these people that run around and act like they're, they have everything put together and they're so great and da 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 da. And at the end of the day, let me tell you, not one of them can truly understand what a disorder is.
Right. Right. The compulsive disorders too. Like my aunt. Okay. Like I told her, I said, Marmy, I think you have a compulsive disorder. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, because how many times have you checked the doorknob to make sure it was locked? How many times do you shut off the light? She'll shut it off and she'll go to bed, she'll come back in, make sure it's off again. I'm like, you got that disorder. You got it.
That's
No,
a county
no,
disorder.
no.
Compulsive?
Mm-mm.
It's
Or
not?
she had.
That
Oh.
is not compulsive disorder. That is paranoid disorder.
Mm.
Yeah.
Compulsive order is like where you got to touch the desk 3 times.
Yep.
Mm.
Or you gotta lick the tip of your fucking vape every time you take a hit off of it.
Get me out of this.
Why do you think she said it? I know that's why she said it.
I've noticed he licks the tip every fucking time.
Froggy.
I'm not sitting. Never mind. I'll be good. This isn't not the stream.
I don't even think he noticed he did it until I pointed it out to him.
No, I noticed it, but I was hoping you guys you wouldn't say anything.
But no, compulsive disorder is like literally you gotta do something, or like your brain tells you have to touch the doorknob 3 times before you can enter it.
Yep.
Um,
Or wash your hands so many times.
Mm.
Or
Yep.
Never mind.
Stigmas
lock
make
the
it.
door so many
Okay, so that
times.
was
Yep.
my hand.
The stigma for mental health. It's getting better, but you still have people that are told they're not allowed to feel. They're taught at a young age, you're not allowed to feel. It's what I want.
But me, that compulsive, I've always counted a counting disorder. Because they have
It's
to
just
do it so many times before they're satisfied.
look at Monk. He's a great one with compulsive behavior disorder. It's not just counting. It's clothes have to be in a certain order. Uh, Money has to be folded a certain way. Clothes have to be folded a certain way. Food has to be prepared a certain way. It's the fact that their body cannot handle the change of something new. They walk the same path every day. They ride the same bus every day. They drive the same path every day.
Yeah.
Hey, leave the way I go to work out of this.
And talking about money, he's got a specific way he puts money in his wallet. And he has his cards all lined up in I don't know if they're in a certain order or not.
Don't tell me that, because you know what? My ass is going to go over to your house and I am going to fuck with your wallet. Hey, Irish whiskey.
Oh, he gets mad at me. Like if I Irish whiskey.
Irish.
Hi Irish. Hi honey. How you doing? Like I'll get his wallet because I want to know how much money we got because he doesn't always tell me. And if I put it in the wrong, who's in my wallet? I'm like, I was. Why do you want wallet? Seeing how much money you had.
Mental health will not get better until people get off their fucking entitlement.
Yes. I hate
That is
entitlement.
a lot of it because let me tell you, when you listen to these people rant and rave because you bought the last PS5, you got the last slice of pizza, and they wanted it. Well, it's called first come first serve for an order reason. It's
Right,
not we have to give you everything you want.
right,
Right.
exactly.
And that, let me tell you, the entitlement has improved, or not improved, it's worsened because parenting has worsened.
Right,
Instead of teaching kids to be independent, but also at the point in time realize that they don't get everything they want, the entitlement's not going to end.
you
Well,
right.
with entitlement, you also got the I'm better than you,
Um, I'm not gonna say nothing.
which
Yeah, okay,
causes people to become bullies and bully other children.
right.
And a lot,
Right.
there is three types of bullies, and I fully believe this 100% because I've seen them. There's the entitled brats that get whatever they want.
Yep,
So they're going to bully you till you give it to them because that's what they were taught.
right.
There's the kids that are getting their ass tore the fuck up every night at home. So they're going to beat somebody else up because one, that's what they taught, and two, that's how they get rid of the steam because
But
they're being abused at home, so they're going to abuse somebody else.
Right.
exactly.
And the third type of bully is the bully that defends against bullies. I know it sounds stupid, but there's always that one person that will beat up a bully because he's picking on somebody else.
Right.
Instead of stepping in and removing them, they get their hands dirty.
Yep. Yep. So, what we tell people is
But
if someone ever needs to talk about anything, just email us. There's several ways you can get a hold of Chris. As long as
Well,
we're there for people.
I
I
will
don't know.
straight up say if you're on my friends list or need anybody to talk to, I will shut down my stream. I will sit in my stream. I will stop playing my game and I will talk to you.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if I can talk to somebody and possibly help them, that's what I'm going to do. And that's what every streamer should do.
Right.
They should
Because
shut their stream down, make sure nobody else talks, and only talk to them. Because I have seen people come in to a stream depressed, suicidal.
right.
It's their favorite streamer, and they'll give a donation of like 5, $10, so even $1, and just say, "Hey, I love you. Thank you for always making my day brighter." And I've watched streamers just ignore them.
Well, I'm not gonna mention her name, but we had this girl. She was 12 at the
agree,
time.
Irish.
She was like 12 at the time. Wasn't she 12
Yeah.
or 14?
No,
Okay,
I don't know. If she was in the 8th grade.
whatever that is. But anyway, she called Chris, and she was like what, 12 o'clock,
11,
11 o'clock at
10,
night.
11. No, 11
And she was
o'clock.
having really, really bad issues. She was getting bullied to, I don't know, all kinds of shit, right? Well, she was suicidal. And Chris talked to her till like 4 in the morning. We helped her get through that, or he helped her get through that, I should say, because I was sleeping. Because I had 2 little kids at the time, so that was my focus right there. You know, but
Well,
he,
exactly.
you know,
Talking to someone, listening, and actually being there for people is how we're going to end the stigma that mental health is not important. And by the way, Irish whiskey, you do you want to know why that statement is the truest of all times and why it's happening?
what
We
was
have
it?
a massive information at our fingertips,
Yep.
yet people are getting dumber.
Yeah,
The reason people are getting dumber is because instead of making sure our school teach reading, writing, and arithmetic, we now teach kids that if they throw a hissy fit, they can get a participation ribbon. That everybody has to be treated equally. And
there's no cool shit in my life.
everybody should be treated equally, but at the same point in time, we do have, if somebody comes into first place, they should get first place, second place, third place. When we were taught, when we were younger, we were taught that losing or being behind was not okay, and we had to work harder to get up there, just like the other people who have had to work harder to get where they're at. We were taught to work for the things we wanted. Nowadays, everything is given to them, so they're not learning, they're not studying, they're not constantly driven for information. It's, yeah, I got a job, I can pay my bills, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Or mommy and daddy will take care of it. I'm fine. I don't know how many times I have seen. Okay, I won't mention names, but one of my son's friends literally looked at his mom and told her to shut the fuck up. Nobody was talking to her.
I know what you're talking about.
Here's another problem with the schools. Okay?
The fact that they don't, if they're not paid enough to give a rat's ass that they teach the information.
No, not that. Because it's always the student's responsibility to pick up what's taught. But the no student left behind rule.
Yep, right there.
If they want to act like dumbasses through school, not give a fuck and expect to go on to the next grade, no, that's not how it should work. You're there to learn something, not to be handed everything hand and foot.
That's where the entitlement comes into. Because honestly, now there was still a form of No Child Left Behind even when Roy went to school. Because how does a 12th grader not know how to read? Because they didn't take the time to figure out the reading for that student. They just kept pushing them through.
Not only that,
Right.
that pisses me off that people couldn't read, but the fact, okay, when I was in school, we learned how to write in cursive and all that other good shit, right? They're taking that away. How are kids gonna sign checks? How, you know?
They can
Well,
print it.
To go back to what you were talking about a 12th grader
They can print checks.
not being able to read, or anything. Unfortunately, I have to commend one of my teachers. Yeah. One.
Wow. Yeah.
And I didn't even like this teacher. Tell you the truth. She was a complete bitch. Excuse my language.
Don't mention her name, please.
I don't remember what her name
Okay.
was.
Good.
But she was, I think, one of my English teachers in the 9th grade. And she wasn't going to just push a student on through to let him graduate. She ended up telling him, or having him order any magazine / book that he wanted, and she paid for it. Well, the magazine he wanted was Playboy,
Yeah.
and she got it for him.
Really?
There are
Yeah.
actually a lot of really good articles in the Playboy.
Yeah. There are, but she used it as a learning material for him to learn how to read.
What'd she do? Cut on naked pictures out or something?
She probably did.
But
But
see, no,
the thing is, in Playboy, you get world news,
Yeah.
you get sports updates,
Uh-huh.
you get everything in that you get in an actual newspaper,
Yeah.
on top of titties and all that shit. Now you don't even get that in them.
no, literally when I was growing up and I had a hard time reading because dyslexia sucks like a bitch. It wasn't my teachers that helped me read. It was a teacher. It was my grandmother. And my grandma was always, very big on teaching children how to focus and, make sure that they are 100% reading, writing, learning the English because she did not want to fail her students. My grandma handed me a book. She knew that I was into ghosts and stuff like that. She handed me R.L. Stein books.
Mm.
And I read every single R.L. Stein book there was. My son, he's into anime. We handed him anime books, comics,
That
and he
boils
read
down
them.
too. That boils to the parents too, because like I couldn't see right when I had my kids, so I had to do whatever I could do. I couldn't read a book, but I would make up stories. And at 3 years old, also was all fucking stupid. Okay, I've got this Curious George book. And he had this Winnie the Pooh book, and I was making up a story about Curious George. He leans over his bed, he has a little flashlight in his hand, he looks at the book and goes, "Mom, that's Curious George." Or no, that's Winnie the Pooh, not Curious George. I'm like, oh my god. I'm so fucking stupid. But I would take like little flashcards and I would teach them the alphabet through that way. Or I teach them the little words like cat and gun.
Marty by Joker.
Hi, Joker.
Hey, Joker. Morning.
But
But I,
no,
whatever I could to help, try to teach them, but it wasn't the right way. Like I was hot, but
Hell, when I was in school, they taught us how to read is Dick and Jane.
and then there was
another issue is all these people pulling the kids out of school. Oh, I'm gonna home teach them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my kid don't want to do his chores. He ain't gonna sit 8 hours a day and listen to me teach him.
Now there was this one person when me and Chris first got together. She had 2 special needs kids. Okay, she would not teach them anything.
Who was that?
See.
Oh.
She would not teach them anything. She would sit on the computer and she would say, she's like, well, that's her teacher's problem. they couldn't deal with that. And I'm like, you're evil. You're a bitch. I don't
Okay,
care.
like my son's into pre-algebra, and let me tell you, I failed it all throughout history. Or all throughout my high school. I got a C in that shit. But let me tell you, I'll get my grandma on the phone and I'll be like, Grandma, you got about an hour for math session because Jordan needs help.
See, there's a problem with the algebra. My nana, she could always give me the answer, but she could never figure out how to do the problem. I'm like, well, Nana, how did you get that? Because the teacher's going to want me to show my work. She goes, I don't know, just that's it. I'm like, okay. So I went to school, and the teacher says, how come getting no work on here? And I'm like, because I didn't know how to get it.
But no, like my grandma, she breaks it down completely, 100% breaks it down, so you pick it up and you understand what she's throwing out there.
Wow, not mine.
Here's the difference between me and her. I was told I wasn't allowed to show my work.
My teacher's always
For the simple reason I was getting paid to have my homework copied.
They
And
tried
then
that with my brother too.
And then she made everybody else show their work, and I was the only one that was told I wasn't allowed to show my work.
But no, nowadays they are focused on everything else besides teaching our
Yeah,
children.
yeah,
Now, I do have to admit, man, my son has had some amazing teachers, and to deal with his ass, you're lucky you're getting him to understand what you're saying. But at the same point in time, my son knew every single traffic sign there was, from Amish crossing to stop at stop sign. Why? Because that's literally what I did. Every time I'd come to a railroad crossing, he'd be like, "Keep going, mommy." No, railroad crossing. I gotta stop and look for trains. See, it says stop, railroad crossing.
yeah.
But
Another thing, Tanya, like how like all the school shootings and stuff. There's been everybody blames it on their mental health. Like I was listening to the news one day, and the kid that did the Sandy Hook shooting, I believe, um, he had mental problems. His mother knew there was something going on. She took him to the mental health, and they said he don't have a problem. They kind of like just pushed him away. Like if the mother can tell, a mother knows when there's something not right with their child, right?
at the same point in time, it wasn't a mental health issue. It was a bullying issue. All of these kids that are going in there and shooting up schools, it's because they're consistently getting bullied. They're getting
Okay,
picked on, they're getting harassed. And when
that
you have to go into school and explain what bullying means, because they don't want to believe that your kid's being bullied, that's why there's so many school shootings. They don't want their school labeled as a bullying school, because nowadays there's no bullying process, right? You're not
yeah.
allowed to bully.
Oh shit! Oh, really bad. They say there isn't, but I mean,
You're not allowed to bully their favorite students. That's what it is. The football, the cheerleaders, the baseballs, the ones that bring more money into the school, you're not allowed to bully. But now, like the kids that ain't in any of those, go ahead and bully them. That's what the school is saying.
right,
Until you
right.
get a parent like me that walks in there and says, "Look, do I have to go to the superintendent? Or do I have to go get a lawyer because you're allowing my son to get bullied every goddamn day and not
Right.
doing shit about it?
Right. But also, if bullying can cause mental health too, I mean, if their self esteem is low anyway and they're getting bullied, that's just going to make it 10 times worse, right? So
Yep.
they need to go get help. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like causes mental health issues. So I feel that if they wanted to just push that kid away, that shit would have never happened, and all those little kids wouldn't have died.
Good morning, Tristan.
Hi, Tristan. How are you, sweetheart?
Well, exactly. Maybe if we started paying attention to the quiet kids and the kids that are offset and the kids that are constantly getting bullied and try and help them and try and make sure that, their mental health is getting taken care of, there might be less. But
Right.
it's all, some of them are also government jobs.
Hey, Tanya.
Yeah.
I got a dumb question for you.
No question is a dumb question unless it's not an asked question.
Why does it seem like everything's being pointed right at me?
Because you've dealt with this, so you know what I'm talking about. But I'm not pointing it at you. Okay, some of them I did point at you, but not all of them.
Well, you said the quiet ones in school. I was the loner of my school.
Did you
I
go
was
shoot
the
up
one
the
that
school?
was voted to be the first one to lose his fucking mind and shoot my coworkers.
But see, here, I could see that, Chris, because you eat your lunch in your car.
Everybody could probably see it. These people have been with this for a while.
Motherfucking homie sits in his car and eats his lunch because he don't want to deal with his coworkers.
He don't go to Christmas parties. He wants nothing to do with everybody he works with. You'll find him in his car all the time, at break and at lunch. And
wait.
He had a guy hold one of his little toys.
You will find him.
What is
in his car on break on the phone with Froggy.
I can't
take it to work.
All right, fine. Then shoot a picture of it then. Whatever.
Yeah.
But still, I can't believe you did that.
But literally, he will every lunch break. He's on the phone with me.
Or watching YouTube.
Or watching YouTube. Or 10-minute breaks. He's on the phone with me or watching YouTube. I could see that, but I mean, I'm talking about like.
And the only reason he's on the phone with you is because I'm knocked the fuck out.
Exactly.
My pain meds just kick me in the ass every night. I wake up and I'm like, okay, well, it's almost 1.
But here's the thing, though. You were taught at a very young age how to handle a firearm.
Right.
My son was the same way. At 6 years old, he was shooting pumpkins. But we also told him guns are to shoot food, not people. Whatever you shoot with that gun, you're going to eat it. Well, we had to explain that to the school because, like I said, my son was being bullied, and one day he goes, "I'm fucking done. I'm turning cannibal today."
But I was always taught you shoot what you eat.
Yep.
You shoot.
Or use it
practice
self-defense.
Yep. Or you can go to a gun range, or like if you own 10 acres, go ahead out and make yourself a little shooting range in your backyard. That's totally fine. But because kids are not taught these, they just have guns laying around the house. How do you
Right.
think most of them got a gun? It's literally, well, I'm just going to go into mommy and daddy's house and take the shotgun and take it to school. Why wasn't it locked up? Oh, well, we were getting ready for hunting season. I don't care. Your case should have a lock on it. The gun should have a lock on it. It should be in a gun safe with a lock. That shit should be 3 times locked.
Yeah. I found something out the other day that really disturbed me and upset me. All to be hell. Cody is so much like his dad. He can hide shit like you would not believe. Okay. I had this boy up to therapy, trying to get him to talk. He refused to talk. Both of them refused to talk. I was going to Cody both. Then the other day, something happened. I think it was when
And
the fight
longer than
happened.
the other
or
day.
A couple months ago, a few months ago, whatever. It doesn't matter. But anyway,
Yes, it does.
no, it doesn't.
Does.
And anyway, he's helping. He says, "Mom, you don't know how many times I wanted to kill myself when I was younger." I said, "What?"
Yeah, he
This
has
shot
suicidal
fucking-
thoughts.
It
You didn't
shocked.
know he had suicidal thoughts?
No, I deny, and that's why I say it's like him. He hides the shit so well, and I'm like,
It's not that he hides it, he just don't want to burden other people with his feelings.
right, and I'm like, Cody, you need to go talk to someone. I'm not talking to anybody. Fuck that, Mom.
He's not gonna talk. There again, you can take your kid to therapy. You can take your kid to psychiatrists. You can take your kid to anybody in the world. But if they're the reserved type of person, they're not going to talk to somebody. They need somebody that they
Pointing at me.
can trust.
him.
Yeah, you can't blame everything on me.
I don't, but he is just like you. And you say he ain't mine. I'm like, yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
But here's
Tanya,
what?
why are you guys ganging up on me?
I'm not ganging up on you at all. I'm just stating the obvious. You're not gonna turn around and talk to somebody you don't know.
Right.
It
I
just
might
makes it
talk to
worse.
somebody I don't know before I talk to somebody I do know.
No, actually no, because I can get you to open up and talk to me.
Right.
Because you know it's gonna stay between me and you.
Right. Is she okay or is she dying?
She's dying.
Smoke
She's got
another one.
No, she's got an upper respiratory infection, a sinus infection, and a throat infection.
Oh, fuck.
And a mouth infection.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to know
Oh,
who
the mouth
pushed it in
infection's
her
gone.
mouth.
No, she had an abscess tooth.
Oh God.
Oh, that poor
Yeah,
girl.
this poor girl, she's been through it all, and it just gets worse and worse every day. But no, there's a great example. Who are you talking to? Anyway,
You?
she don't talk. She don't talk to most therapists because she says she's not gonna talk to somebody she don't trust. Even though they take a oath that they won't talk to nobody, doesn't mean they're not gonna go talk to their husband when they get home, or their own therapist,
Or their wife?
or their wife, or
Or their
whoever.
dog?
You want to know what the real shit character is? Okay. I took Austin when he was younger to therapy. He was about what, 7, 8 years old? No, younger than that. Anyway, I took him to therapy, and we had this Chinese guy for our doctor, and he's basically telling me everything's my fault. Austin looks at him and he goes, "Hey, I thought this therapy was for me, not for her."
Well, see, and that's another thing. instead of getting to the root of the problem, you could have the best home life.
Mm-hmm.
And a therapist is going to blame the parents, not the own person's mental disorders that is happening. Because, like, my son's therapist up in Minnesota, before we moved down here, kept trying to blame everything on
Mm-hmm.
his home life. And Jordan's like, no, it's not my home life. I don't know why I'm like this.
Right.
And when we got down here, Dr. Delgado sat down and talked to him for a good 5 hours. And we finally got the school to report his behaviors to
Mm-hmm.
his therapist. Because it got to the point Jordan was sitting underneath desks, just bawling his eyes out. Or walked into school one day crying his eyes out because apparently his brother died of a heart attack at the age of 17. He didn't have a brother, but his brother died of a heart attack at the age of 17.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of his multi.
Personalities.
No, Jordan had. Okay, so in order to explain Jordan, we'll make it this easy. Jordan has multiple universes living in one universe. He's the same person in each universe, but some have more family members than others. Some have more. One had a brother. There's a couple that have orphan children and the parents died. Jordan is Jordan, but the universe around him changes constantly.
Gotcha.
Right. Right.
So, him going to school bawling his eyes out because his brother's dead, they're like, homie, what's going on? I didn't know you had a brother. And I'm like, he don't. That's the issue.
Right.
Or I don't know how many times he's just had a mental breakdown because one of his grandparents has died. Homie has had like 100 grandparents that have died, and he's just full on tears, emotionally distraught because somebody nobody knows about because it's in a different universe passed away.
Wow.
Damn.
Explaining that to a therapist or a psychiatrist is a pain in the ass.
I bet.
Right. Right.
And that's why a lot of people don't talk to to therapists. It's because, one, you're getting judged. I don't care who you are getting judged.
And if it's not the person that's seeing the therapist, it's the parents.
Or the partner.
Right.
Everybody has red flags. I don't care who you are. We all have red flags. We all have our own demons that we carry with us.
There she goes again, talking about me.
You said demons.
It's true, though. You can ask Joker. He has his own demons. I have my own demons. Roy has his own demons.
My demons are meaner than yours.
Probably. But
Sorry.
at the end of the day, we have our own demons that we have to carry and our own burdens we have to hold on to.
Right.
And when we go trying to explain it to somebody else that is not in our personal group, does not see things, it's automatically, well, maybe if you decided to dress up once in a great while, you'd feel better about yourself. Homie, I am as dressed up as I want to be. I am wearing a hoodie, a sports bra, and shorts. That is about as dressed up as you're going to get me.
So what you're saying is your top half is more cold than your bottom half.
Yes.
Oh
But
God.
that in order to fix the mental health system that we live in, we have to fix the therapists that judge us, the therapists that, instead of trying to help us, pinpoint it on somebody else. Oh, well, that's their fault. This ain't your fault. This is their fault. Well, no, it's my fault. I'm dealing with the issues, not them. Well, they
Right.
caused it. Well, great. They might have fucking caused it, but at the end of the day, it's issues I have to work through, not them.
Yeah. Who's that? Motherfucker?
Metformin.
I was gonna say he ain't taking a melatonin right now. Homie would be passed out on the stream, and nobody would know how to end the stream.
Cody!
Yeah, you would.
Actually, I probably wouldn't be because I'd probably be up for another 2 hours after taking it. My arms might be jello, but hey,
But no, like,
I would have to click it
Hoarders.
off with my nose or some shit.
Here is a great showman of what mental health can do. Hoarders. They're afraid to let go. Roy, I will look at something and I'll be like, why do we have this? And he'll be like, because we might need it. I'm like, okay, we can buy it later. We
No.
don't need it right now. No, we need it.
We need
When
it because
it-
they might not have it later.
Exactly. Let me tell you, there has been many a times when we have been broke as hell and something happens and he's like, oh, I got one of those. And he runs and gets it and fixes it. Fucking fantastic. But at the end of the day, we don't need 16 crates of fucking pop bottles that we can't take in.
How about this one? Clothes and thing that we haven't touched since we've lived here, and we've lived here for 3 years, and you won't let me get rid of them.
My shirt might be in there.
See, he's got an excuse for everything.
No, I got one of my followers, actually the one I had up on live stream the other day,
Jojo and Golly.
little pink cowgirl. She talked her mom into getting me a T-shirt.
And it says, I hear, what does it say? Something about, like, can you hear the voices I do, or something like that.
Something like that. And we moved here, and I don't know where the hell it's at.
So why don't, when you can't sleep and you're not overly tired, start going through it, and sooner or later you're gonna find what you're looking for.
Because when am I not overly tired and cannot
You know
sleep?
what, motherfucker? I will come find it.
Oh,
You're
God.
right. I am a motherfucker, and she enjoys every second of it.
This is about mental health. Do you mind?
She
Why
started
does
it.
this guy go perverted? Y'all just going
Hey,
perverted.
you know what?
Like she said,
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is mental health. Did you know
Yes.
that sexaholics and people who with a higher sex drive?
she was gonna say Lou.
No, it's libido.
Libido. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Libido.
But people with the
Liberal.
higher sex drive. Did you know porn addiction is a mental disorder?
Really?
Damn. There's another one.
Necrophilia is a mental health disorder. Do you know what necrophilia is?
Yeah, it's having sex with dead people.
Yes.
Ew.
I know.
Fetishes are a mental health disorder. Do you know that your fetishes can be passed down to your children? It's a genetic disorder.
Well, I feel sorry for the kids, especially with Missy's fetishes.
Hey, if they don't want to be festive, that's gonna be a good thing, okay?
But
I like
did you also know that you will marry someone like your mother or your father? If you're a female, you will marry someone like your father, and if
he
you're
is nothing like my daddy.
if
My daddy never heard like this.
that you
Which,
know of.
you know,
God, Chris, don't even
Here's
try.
the thing. Back in the old days, schizophrenia, they put you in a mental institution. So a lot of people with schizophrenia dealt with it in other ways, like, oh, I don't know, marijuana.
well, you do know people that was sick, they put in a mental home too.
Yes.
And I'm talking like the average day
Tuberculosis or
flu they put in the mental home.
Yep.
For the simple reason because the parents did not want to deal with them.
Yep. But a lot of fetishes are a form of a disability because it goes back into trauma, but yet there are some that are passed on through genetics.
well, all I know is I mean we've come a long way since like way back when,
We've
but
come a long way,
there's a lot of improvement
but
that can be done, and
we've come a long way as people are talking to therapists now. But we are regressing in the fact that every we're so worried about including everybody. We're so worried about making sure we don't overspeak and hurt somebody's feelings because that's wrong.
You want to know what I had to say about all that?
We have the freedom of speech.
I am fucking glad I'm a Gen X.
Did you know they tried to take the freedom of speech out of the Constitution?
When did they try to do this?
right.
They're working on it right now because it offends people when you say certain things, and because it offends people, we should not be able to say it.
Well, can I say something to that? Can we wipe out the government because they offend me?
Right, exactly.
Exactly. They're trying. Nowadays, we're not allowed to say what is on our mind. We're not allowed to say what we think because at the end of the day, we might offend somebody to the point that they consider it bullying.
Just like the whole thing with Merry Christmas, you have to say Happy Holidays. Fuck that. I'm gonna say Merry Christmas.
Merry
That's what I was saying.
motherfucking Christmas.
That's what I was raised at, you know. Merry Christmas.
Well,
Or
okay,
Merry Kiss my ass.
so you're not allowed to. So if I were to walk up to somebody and be like, "Look, I love you and all, but them shoes kind of don't go with that outfit, homie," it would be offensive because I'm putting down their outfit. You don't know what money they have. Well, I'm sorry, if you're carrying around a Louis Vuitton fucking purse, you should be able to buy a pair of shoes that ain't got holes in it.
Right.
Oh, well, it might have been a gift. You don't know. You're right. I don't know, but let me tell you, if I have a Louis Vuitton fucking purse, and holes in my shoes. I'm trading that purse for brand new shoes and
Right.
rent and food in my cabinets and shit like that. I'm gonna make sure my bills are paid. I'm gonna make sure I get to eat. I'm gonna make sure I get to wear clothing before I carry around a purse that's ridiculously expensive so I fit in. I don't
I
care
got,
about fitting in.
I got a dumb question for you.
No
What?
question is a dumb question except for an unanswered or unasked question.
Can they really change the Constitution?
I don't think they can. Doesn't mean they can't try.
How about this? Let's just go back to the bus when we were growing up. Let the kids get fucking smacked in the mouth and their asses beat with the belt. And
That ain't the option either because
I'm
that
just saying, Tanya, that's the way I had it.
there's a
Turned out okay.
there's a form of discipline.
I'm not saying beat you, kid, because my dad never beat us. He just gave us an ass beating like you wouldn't believe. Which made me like sit on the bed or lay on the bed, not
You
sit.
know that's a contradicting statement, right?
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
My
I'm just
dad didn't beat us, but he gave us an ass beating.
yes, it's two different things. It
No,
was just like smack on the ass. I'm not talking like punch in the face. I'm not talking, punching
okay,
in the
so
gut. I'm just,
once again, it's not beating your ass, it is teaching you discipline.
All right, as my
Right.
grandma would say, and my grandma would always say, go pick out a cherry branch and I'm going to whoop your ass with it.
That's discipline.
My brothers hated my grandma good when she did that. It's like go pick out one, and they pick out the smallest one, the frailest one, the one that break, right? And it breaks, she'd go out there and get another one. I mean, she'd make sure it was sturdy and go.
I know somebody that literally woke up every morning to a spanking. Why? Because I'm going to spank you because I have to come up here and wake your ass up. And then I'm going to spank you again for everything that you're going to do wrong today.
Leave me out of this deal.
It wasn't you.
Stop.
My brother-in-law actually woke up every morning to 2 spankings. 1, because his mom had to go wake him up. And 2, because she was going to spank him for everything he did wrong that day.
Your mom would wake you up, but she spanked you with a bunch of kisses, okay? She went out and spanked you.
No.
Yeah.
I remember I pissed my mom off one
She did
time
that,
and
kid.
I got smacked over the head with the aluminum frying
That and a
pan.
ring on the mouth. And
That and back, another thing that's totally different from back in the old days to nowadays is everybody is up in your business.
Mm-hmm.
If you walk into the store and your kid's been playing at the park, they don't know where your kid's been at. But if they're covered in sweat and dirt, oh, well, you ain't got AC and you don't have water. No, homie. Homie was playing out at the park. He's gonna be dirty.
Here's another one for you, Tanya. I was listening to one of the guys I listen to on YouTube, okay? It gives you all the news, the important news and stuff, right? Well, he was saying the big wigs, like the people that millions and millions and millions of dollars, okay? They want to chip your children. They want to have it in between the fingers, and it's gonna have all your medical information and everything there. No, you guys don't want to chip it. They said we can co-parent because you want to know where my kids are every fucking minute of the day.
Then I'm on child support from them.
Right, exactly.
They can't legally do that.
That's what they want to do.
Actually,
some motherfucker. They can do whatever they want.
they are starting to give children, like my brother, he has a bunch of different disorders, but he has, as one of the disorders is Asperger's, and he had this thing about constantly taking off. Like he just run out the door. Middle of the night, run out the door. God, that sounds like my son so goddamn much. Anyways, they decided the group home that he was at tried convincing my mom to put a chip in him because he would take off at the group home.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, that'd be a safety thing.
In
Yeah.
some sort of fashion, it is a great idea to put a chipping device
That's a
in your
safety thing.
children
But I
for
mean,
safety.
like,
But there
would-
another good reason to have a safety chip with your children or a LoJack is because if they get kidnapped, because people like to do that, there is now a device that can track them.
right. But it's like, you're going to chip my child. Dude, you did not help me make this kid. You know, I want money for me doing this shit. Because who's going to say that you're not going to push a button and zap my kid and make him die?
I don't think they have a chip that big, that superstitious yet. But at the same point in time, if somebody's gonna chip my kid and it ain't gonna be me and it has all their information, homie better be giving me a little bit of extra cash, cause that means you're taking a parental role in his life by making a choice for him. That means I now get child support from you.
Right.
And back child support on top of it.
And back child support.
I'm glad my kids are all grown up.
Mine's
Mine's
14, and the second they tried to put a LoJack in him or a chip in him with all his information, he would probably pop him in the face. Honest to God. He'd be like, I don't want you. No, like I do have location on his cell phone.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know where he's at.
But that means if he takes his cell phone with him or leaves it at home, like somebody we know.
Leave me out of this.
That's why you get those Apple chips and you put them on his shoes. Then you know where he's at.
Yeah, and if I would ever do that to Chris, he'd come home and beat my ass, probably. Bitch, you know I only got it in the store.
Yeah, but you need an Apple phone to run them.
Well, I ain't got
My daughter has one.
We don't.
You can get one. They're really cheap.
$1,400 ain't really cheap.
Homie, they run from the 9 all the way up, so therefore you can go get a 9. You can go get an iPhone 9 for about $450.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that more?
Actually,
Or less than the one I
right now,
I want that Google Pixel 6a. We're getting off track, Chris. We're talking about phones. That's the mental health.
Well, technically, we were talking about mental health because we're talking about a LoJack that you can put on your children who have disorders so you can find them.
Yep, true.
right.
They have some for Google too.
Yeah.
But no, literally, there's a lot of different things that you can use for children that like to run away.
I can get you an iPhone SE third
iPhone.
gen
I don't want an
for
iPhone.
$50 down.
I don't want an iPhone. Nope, I don't want an iPhone.
They got an iPhone 11 where you only had to pay $120
I
down.
don't want an iPhone. Don't want
But
an
no, honestly, with modern day society, mental health is getting out there and it's getting pushed, but it's getting pushed in the wrong direction. I've seen more and more and more people be like, well, this is my mental issues. You have to deal with them. Instead of, this is my mental issues. I have to grow with them. I have to control them. You have to deal with them. And I've heard this so many goddamn times, and I'm like, you know what? It's your mental health issues. Either you can let it control you, or you can control it.
Right.
Whether
Right.
it be with medication, or it be with meditation, or it be with anything along those lines. It is our mental health. We have to deal with it. Pushing it on somebody else in a way of, well, you have to accept it. Well, yeah, I accept you have that mental issue. Now go work on yourself and make it better.
Right.
I am bipolar. That's why I know what bipolar is.
Yeah.
I spent $25,000 back in 2001 in 3 hours.
Holy crap.
Back in 2000, I want to say 12. Nope, 2010. I dropped 12 grand like it was nothing.
Wow.
If I have money, my mind does not put it as, oh, well, I gotta save it. It's, I gotta blow it. Money means nothing to me. Money is a form of, let's go shopping. Now, I have gotten better because I have a reminder on my phone, on my computer. Android reminds me what bills need paid when.
Yeah.
And I will pay those bills before I do anything else. But once those bills are paid, my mind clicks off and it's, ooh, I can spend. Ooh, I can spend. Ooh, I can get that.
Oh, no, you can't.
Exactly.
Oh, you want that, but you can't afford that. Oh, I have no money to get that, but I
Yep.
want.
So what
Yeah.
was that? What was that mental health number again?
It's up there on the thing.
988.
Oh, okay.
I got it tagged right to the stream.
Oh, okay.
But no, honestly, bipolar is a, once again, invisible disorder.
Right.
Which I think my daughter-in-law has, because I mean, she could be happy one minute and then she could be screaming the next. You know.
Are you sure it's bipolar? Or is it a control freak issue?
Well, probably a control freak issue. You're probably right, because she is kind of controlling. But like I noticed, like when she was down here for that week and a half or whatever, when the unwanted people were up there, she would tell me, "Well, we gotta call the cops." I'm like, "Okay," so I called the cops and I'm talking to them, and they get done, and every 5 minutes she's coming in that door. And she's like, "Where are they? Where are they?" And it was making my anxiety go up because hers was going up. And now I was talking to somebody else on the phone. She's like, "My anxiety is going up because of your anxiety and her anxiety."
Exactly.
Well, there. I also pinned it to the top of the chat too.
So we're done talking about the thing or not?
Wow, we still got 3 people in here.
Well, I just want people to know that if they do need help, though, you know, reach out to somebody, talk to somebody. You know, we're here. Tiny's here. You know, I mean, we have.
Let me rephrase that for you, because some people might not be willing to talk to us. Go to a person you trust
Right.
Right.
and talk to them because it will help.
Yep, I will.
If you need them to come with you to an appointment with somebody to get the medication you need, don't be afraid to ask.
And
Just
guys,
because you're on medication does not mean there's that you're broken. It
right,
just
it doesn't
means
certify you.
you
I
need
already know I'm
extra
broken.
help.
Well,
Yeah,
everybody
well,
knows Chris.
Chris, you're a special case. We're just not going to deal with you.
I see how you are. Is that how you feel about me playing DVD?
I'm married to you, and I've dealt with it, and I've dealt with your multiple personalities. So, yeah, we'll be all right.
You haven't met them all.
But here's the thing, Chris. You know damn well at the end of the day, all you have to do is call.
Right.
If you're to the point of, I'm just going to go kill them all, you know all you have to do is call. And matter of fact, how many times has Cody said, Mom, talk to Mom?
A
She
lot.
will calm you down.
A lot.
Yeah, but when
So I
I'm
heard
ready
that.
to kill them all, there might not
It's
be.
past that point.
No, you didn't want to kill them all until you got possessed, and then you just blocked it out because you were tired of hearing that little bitch. Okay.
There is so many ways you can get help, but you have to go to someone you trust.
And you have to be willing to do it.
Yes.
Yep. Because if you're
Now,
not helping, it ain't gonna help.
we were willing to help Roy's nephew.
Mhm.
And we brought him up from Texas. And we worked with him. We were getting everything he needed. But he wasn't willing to do anything.
Right.
And after he stole Roy's three-wheeler, burnt the clutch out that we just replaced, and looked at Roy and told him to go fuck off, we were done. We sent him back to Texas because he wasn't willing to help himself.
Right.
At the end of the day, you have to be willing to accept the help that you get.
Right. Exactly.
And that, I don't know how many times y'all have heard my son come in and I mute the mic. Because it's not because I don't want people to hear my son. It's because I want my son to have the freedom to say whatever he needs to say
Right.
to get whatever it is off of his mind. Because at the end of the day, if I know it's festering on his mind, he's going to have one hell of a day the next day.
Right.
We as adults who have children, we should always instill it in our children that we are their safe space. We are there to teach them right from wrong. We are there to teach them how to be an adult. But at the end of the day, they should know they can come to us.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're like their asshole father who just blocks everything out. You know what's funny though? Jordan and Roy do the same thing.
What, flip you off?
No. They block it out.
Yep.
But I've noticed a lot, and they all think that I'm deaf because I talk loud. But
No, you talk loud to get your point across.
exactly. But
So do I.
if when I go out there and they're watching a show together, they actually communicate and have in-depth conversations.
Wow.
But it's what they need for each other. But it's not about the mental health. It's just,
Bonding.
Dad, today was a really bad day. Well, why was it a bad day? Because some mother trucker decided to lay his hands on me. Well, what'd you do? I put my hands on him again. Well, you defended yourself. Yeah, but I'm in trouble at school again. Well, that kind of sucks, but I guess that's consequences for defending yourself nowadays, huh? He goes, yeah, it just sucks. I'm tired of being in trouble at school. Roy will teach Jordan how to box. Now, let me tell you, this is the funniest thing to ever watch. Why? Because Jordan will not raise a hand to us. There was one time he raised his hands to me, and that was the last time he ever raised his hand. But Roy will be like, come on, box with me. Jordan goes, no, I'm not going to fight you. I respect you.
Well, that's good.
And that's what parents need to teach their children. Respect. There ain't a lot of it out here anymore. People are not respecting the veterans that fought for us to give us freedom. They're kneeling on the flag.
Yep.
They're not taught to respect their elders. They're not taught how to respectfully give boundaries. Like, yeah, no, I'm not going to hug you. I'm not in the mood to hug. Well, go hug your aunt. No, I don't want to hug my aunt right now. I'm not feeling good. That's going to start an argument. Literally, if my son says, nah, I don't want to give hugs today, I'll be like, homie, don't touch him. He don't want you to touch him. Respect goes both ways. I'm going to respect you as long as you respect me. Now, there are so many people that, well, I have a mental disability, so I should be able to park in the handicap parking lot. Handicap parking spots? Well, no, homie. That's for physically disabled.
Right.
Not mentally disabled.
Right.
I was actually reading Reddit, and there was a lady that was upset because a guy got to a parking spot before her. It was for the people with children. And she started throwing a hissy fit because he only had one child. It's customers, plural, with children, plural. So she started throwing a hissy fit because she took it as you had to have more than one child. And
Wow.
instead of respecting that he had a child and moving on and parking a little further away and walking with her teenage children, she parks across 2 handicap parking spots.
Wow.
That shows A, she wasn't taught respect. B, she wasn't taught that's illegal. And she wasn't showing respect for the disabled. Entitlement is going to kill society.
Oh.
Wait, you mean society's not dead yet?
Oh no, it's gonna die.
If the government hasn't say anything, yeah, it probably will.
Here's the thing though. You're going to get the people like us, the ones that were born with respect, born and taught respect, the ones that understand that sometimes we just have to give up what we want in order to get something else. How
Right.
many times have I been promised a freaking camera, but instead of buying a camera, oh yeah, I buy Roy a new pair of shoes. Or instead of buying a camera, I pay all the bills. Or instead of buying a camera, I do something else for somebody else. Jordan needed socks. Jordan needed shoes. Jordan needed cleats. Jordan needed this. Jordan needed that. Jordan needed this. All part of being a parent. But instead of being entitled, no, this is my money. I get to go buy my camera. It's okay, well, I need to put these people's needs first before I buy my own.
Right.
Right.
The people like us that are like that are going to turn around and we're going to snap and we're going to freaking bitch slap someone and we're going to go to jail because some entitled parent, entitled person, whatever, is going to be like, well, you need to do this. Oh my God. Puppies. I have never seen so many entitled people think that they deserve my fucking puppies.
Yep.
And they use the craziest fucking things. Well, my grandma died and I have to help pay for the funeral, but I really want your puppy. Well, no.
Right.
You ain't got cash, I'm not willing to work with you. Now, that's not saying I'm a heartless asshole, because almost every litter we pick one person with a disability who is willing to take the dog to a trainer and get them trained. They will get one dog to become a service or emotional support animal. One person, one dog. Why do I do this?
You're giving
Because
back.
I feel A, I have too many fucking animals as it is. B, I feel at least one person should get something given nice to them. Now, the last time we had a litter of puppies, there was a lady that reached out. There was actually 3 people that reached out to me. And the stipulations on getting my puppy was, 1, I want to meet your kid. 2, they get to pick the dog, not you.
Yep.
You don't get no say in this. And 3, the dog has to choose that person. And the reason I want to meet that kid is because normally there are some very clear indications of them needing a service animal. 1, blindness. If homie is walking out feeling everything and runs into the vehicle, I think I know he's blind, okay?
Right.
2, autism, Asperger's, MR, Down syndrome, all have signs. Even Emma, you can tell she has a form of autism.
You mean Gemma?
Or Gemma. You can tell she has a form of autism.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying anything bad, it's just you can tell.
Right.
So if they're going to come up to me and say he has autism, I want to be able to see he has autism.
Right.
And 3, I want them to choose the dog and the dog to choose them because there's a connection.
Exactly.
Now, most people cannot provide 1, 2, or 3. The second the mother gets involved, I said, no, I already done told you. The deal was they choose the dog, not you. So the last litter, we ended up giving a puppy to an autistic boy. And when he was choosing the puppies, we brought them all out. And he sat down and he played with each puppy. But there was one special puppy that Roy was going to keep, but we brought him out anyways. Because none of the other ones were really clicking with him. This dog laid in his lap and would not move.
Yeah.
That's how we got Precious. She would not move from Jordan's lap. That dog chose Jordan.
Cody. Cody, did you drink all your pop?
Well, that's the thing. If the dog doesn't choose you, and you just pick any ordinary dog, what type of connection are you going to actually have with that dog?
Well, though, like me with Harley, I picked Harley. But Harley is my dog. She's in my room. She's near me. I literally have to sleep with my hand in the crate. Or otherwise she'll whine all night.
Right.
Because that's my dog. And the reason she's crated is because I have hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of stuff in my room that I don't want destroyed while I'm sleeping.
Right.
So she's crated while I'm sleeping.
Our dog, unfortunately, has to be underneath the blanket all the time.
No, your dog has to be up your ass.
And I don't even claim the thing.
Bullshit. If you came home and that dog stopped licking your head, you would be sad.
Actually, I'd be grateful.
No, I think
you want to know why?
Why?
I won't have slobber all over my head. Ain't that right, Sapphira? It's like, fuck you. She just gave me that look.
Yeah. That's another thing. Dogs can tell when people have mental illnesses. And can people please stop telling their children that they can pet service animals? That is one of the most annoying things in the whole entire world. I know a lady that had a service dog. She had a service dog for seizures. And this woman would not stop hounding her. Let my daughter pet your dog. Let my daughter pet your dog. It's the least you can do. No means no. When did that stop meaning anything?
Right. Heck, I seen a video. Well, we all know these type of people. Karen. It's
a Karen.
Karen videos. And this woman was going off because they would not let her bring her dog in to the store. But they allowed somebody else to bring their dog, even though it was an emotional service dog. There's a problem. That dog is working.
Exactly. There's a difference between, look, it's Fido. He's such a cute pet. And, look, it's Fido. He's doing tasks. He's working. It's just like a canine dog. You're not going to go up. You should let me pet your dog. And if you ever want to hear a funny story about that one, let me know.
Yeah, let's hear
Okay, so
it.
when we lived in Stacy, they had like this carnival type thing, and one of the canine units brought out his dog so the kids could pet him and whatnot. And he had his chew toy, which was one of those arms that they used to train.
Yeah.
Where all the people are sitting there just up in this dog's face, except for my children, because they know better, minus Jordan. And
Mine is Jordan.
this dog picked up his toy and brought it to Roy and sat by him and would not come on call to the police officer.
How?
Roy goes,
Usually,
go.
when there's
And the dog just went back, but he would not move from Roy until Roy said go.
um we were in the store one time and this lady had a service dog and I said, oh, Mommy, I want to pet the puppy. I said, no, the puppy's working. I said, you have to ask first. He goes, can I pet your dog? And the lady goes, no, he's at work. And us goes, okay.
Well, exactly. I mean, you could ask, but when they say no, it means no.
Right.
Because you could potentially kill somebody by just thinking that you can pet any dog you want.
Right.
And
That's right.
arguing with the owner of said dog is not going to help nothing because it's just going to stress them out. It's going to cause higher blood pressure, and you never know if they have seizures, if they have diabetes, if they have a blood issue. You don't know what they're going through.
Right.
Exactly.
So when you're raising that heart rate and you're making them anxious, all it is doing is reinforcing children that they don't have to respect other people.
Well, like according to what store were we in that they took dogs up north.
Tractor Supply.
Yeah, Tractor Supply. We were at Tractor Supply one time, and I goes, "Oh, Mom, I'm gonna go pet the puppy." I said, "Well, just ask first." And he goes, "Can I pet your puppy, please?" And she goes, "Sure, honey, go ahead." And he walked over there, and the dog was like licking him in the face. And that lady's like, "No, stop!" You know what? I can't remember what the dog's name was, and I was like, "It's okay, it's so cute."
I mean, that's different though. You have permission.
Right.
But a lot of these people don't have permission and they don't give a rat's behind. And they expect everybody in this world to cater to their whims and needs, even though that's not what we do.
Right.
I always like to get their permission just in case that, like, there was this one lady over at Royal King. We were in, and I was like, "Can I pet your dog?" And she's like, "No, not really, because he might bite you." I'm like, "Okay, alrighty then, move on."
That's another thing. If you know your dog is vicious or doesn't know recall, please keep them on a damn leash.
Oh, he was on a leash.
Well,
Because when I have to yell not friendly continuously and you tell me, well, then you shouldn't have your dog at the park. Well, no, my dog has a right to be at the park. You should keep your dog on a leash.
Right. That's where entitlement comes, you know.
I have to do it every time I take Harley to a park because I don't know how Harley is going to react with other dogs. I don't know how she's going to react with other people. Why? because it depends on the dog or person. I can't be like, oh yeah, you can pet her, and then all of a sudden she's biting and I'm paying a vet bill. Matter of fact, I've literally had that happen to me. One of my stepdad's old neighbors had this beautiful white Malamute. Well,
Wow.
I went up to the door, asked if I could pet the puppy. They said yeah. So I went back to go pet the puppy, and I got my face bit.
Damn.
All because they said, yeah, you can go pet the puppy. So I pet the puppy, and I got bit.
No, the puppy was just trying to show you love.
Oh no, that puppy took a fucking chunk out of my face.
Well, it was trying to say, I love to see you. I love you so much, I hate to see you leave.
No, it was saying, I love you so much, I want to see you bleed.
Well, that too, but I was
But
just trying
yeah.
to be nice about it.
That's why I always say you never know if a dog is friendly, mean, aggressive, whatnot. Never go pet a strange puppy. They could bite your face.
Only if you're a froggy,
Christy,
Apparently, I wanted frog legs.
I guess.
Or frog face.
Froggy, Chris thinks I'm weird every time I get out of a car and there's a dog next door barking at me. I talk to him like, oh, puppy's okay. It's okay to put it on guy because that dog's probably vicious.
I mean, there are a lot of vicious dogs out there nowadays, too.
I don't get nowhere near the car, I'm just talking to him. And now I go, roo, 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 like that. Chris goes, you're stupid.
Now you're making fun of the dog.
I said, no, I'm communicating. I'm like, okay.
Are you sure? Are you sure that's what that meant?
I speak dog, okay?
I speak dog. So do I every time I talk to my ex.
That's funny. Now that's bullying, Tanya.
That chomo deserves it.
Alrighty then. Anyhow.
That's a whole different subject.
That was last week's.
Yep, that was last week's subject. But no, mental. Oh, my son has decided he don't want children.
Maybe that's a good thing for him.
Well, see, I reminded him that all of the genetics pool into one, and you never know what you're gonna get when you have a child.
Right.
Because I mean, I'm not lying. You honestly never know. You could end up with a mini Jordan. He goes, I don't want kids, Mama. I don't want to deal with a kid like me. I'm like, well, I didn't either. But guess what? I won the gene pool lottery. He goes, that's not winning. That's losing.
So is he trying to say he's a loser?
No, he's trying to say he's complicated.
Oh.
That's the best way he can put it, Mama. I'm complicated.
I thought she was calling me Mama there for a minute.
No, I was repeating his words.
For somewhere or something.
Do you know Roy actually knew somebody that every time his parents told him no, he would light the house on fire? He burnt down 6 houses.
Damn.
All because he got told no.
Spoiled?
Mm-hmm. I looked at him and I said to him, that'd be the last thing my kid did. But when you raise an entitled brat, you get an entitled brat.
Right.
No.
I know somebody that decided to put their kids to sleep and then set the house on fire.
She was just an entitled bitch. Daniel Bryce is a bitch. Let's not discuss that, please.
Yeah,
We'll leave that for.
let's not discuss that. Let's discuss, I don't know, why the world is the way it is.
I
Because
just
at the end of the day, we made it this way.
I didn't make it
we
this
didn't
way.
make it this way. We have stupid bitches in Congress and shit that have made it this way. The president of the fucking United States has made it this way. But I ain't going political in my.
Not just that, you got to remember that people who teach their children that they get what they want just because they said, please, oh, he used his manners, you got to do it. Homie, I don't care if he said pretty please with the cherry on top. Just because he used his manners doesn't mean he gets it.
I'd like to have the
Use
cherry
it,
and Reese cups on top.
right? Well, and that's another thing is how we teach our children.
Hey, we raise our kids good. They respect everybody but us.
All kids respect everybody but their parents until they grow up and realize that the world ain't as peaches and cream as they'd like to think it is.
I got one more kid to get out in the workforce and I'll be alright. I'll be good. Then hold on. Life sucks.
Yeah, but he's got to apply himself.
I'm salivating.
You're
What?
salivating.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Sleepy.
Well, you want to end the string press?
No, I want to go pee.
Alrighty then. You know, you can end the stream before you go pee, real quick.
No.
And then we could all take a nap.
It's good.
I think your wife is tired.
We'll on her. She slept all night.
I don't think so.
I think the puppy's tired.
I think I'm tired.
I think Bobby's lazy. What the hell are you talking about? She's fat, sassy, and lazy.
They're not lazy.
Quit picking on Harley.
Harley ain't as fat as she gets. She can't fit under the bed anymore, Chris.
That's a good.
Harley is fucking fat. Harley weighs almost 100 pounds.
Well, when we got her, she only weighed like 28, and last time we weighed her, she weighed like 35 or so, and she's gained weight since then, too, so. Tanya's so bad, she can't fit under the bed anymore. At least before, you know, she would do the turtle thing, and she would skirt her feet out to get under the bed. Now she
So
can't
you
do that.
mean she can't hide stuff underneath the bed anymore?
Oh yeah, she got.
Except for all the pop bottles she got. Our bed is graveyard for pop bottles.
Or she gets under and she gets stuck and she can't get out.
That's why I have my bed on the floor.
So, can we go take a nap? The bed's in there.
Who?
What? I said the bed's in there.
Okay. You're in here twice.
Nice.
See, the other one came in, so she could leave and go take a nap. See?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Really?
Yes.
Uh,
Now all we need is another Breakfast Paranormal to join.
No, we don't. The world can't handle more than me. More
No,
than me.
that's true. I can't hear more. You got like how many inside you? I don't know.
More than the world shall ever know.
Huh?
I don't have anything else to say.
All
Why you
right, Brock.
give me a hand?
I don't know, but I think I'm gonna go to bed.
Well, do you have any last words for anyone that are still in here?
Speak to someone, talk to someone, and remember you're not alone. Everybody deals with some form of mental issue at one point in time in their life.
Love and light to everybody. We're here if you need us. Or if you don't trust us, go to somebody you do trust and talk to somebody about it. I know some people are probably scared to do that, but in the long run, it's for your best and it's in your best interest to talk to people.
Or go get yourself a puppy.
Okay, go ahead.
They help too.
Yeah, get a puppy and not a kid.
Yes.
A puppy will listen more.
Not always.
Oh, they'll listen. Now, if they want to do what you tell them, is another story.
Just like a kid.
She's got sneezes. Good night, Tanya.
What are you doing?
Good night. Proving you wrong. That's what she's doing.
Why are you looking up at the ceiling?
Because you're scratching my butt.
She's weird, ain't she?
Not as weird as her owner.
And she sneezed up here. Go look her. Look her in the face. Make sure she's okay.
Well, the owner is Missy and the kids.
Every time you sneeze, she runs up to us and looks at us like, "Are you okay?"
No, the owner is you, Missy, and the kids.
I never wanted it.
Yeah, but you love her, you know it.
Yeah, but you got her, and now you love her, so you got to take some responsibility.
Tanya, this man doesn't claim her, right? Every time he goes to bed, he goes, "You want to go back to Sophia?" And then if she goes in Cody's room, jumps in his bed, he'll literally go in there and pull her out and be like, "Come on, let's go back, babe."
I do not.
And then she's got to cover up. She got him covered up.
I'm not going to say where she sleeps.
I ain't either.
Because that's kind of weird.
She sleeps on you?
No.
I guess it's her type of fetish.
It's her good fetish. She's got problems too, Tanya.
Most do.
No, that's not fair either, because you're pointing at me. Anyone around me has problems. What the fuck?
Chris, I love you, but the world doesn't revolve around you.
It must.
Alright. Love and light, guys.
Love y'all. Bye.
Much
Love
like
you, Chris.
every person that came into the chat. Of course, the ones up on panel. Oh, wait. There's only one person.
Oh, what? I don't count?
No, you're up on panel with me, so I guess no.
Okay. Oh, I thought Tanya was snoring.
Really?
I thought Tanya was snoring.
Oh,
God.
thank you guys for coming in. Like I have said in many streams before, none of this is possible without you guys coming in or watching the replay. You guys are awesome. And my dog's going crazy, growling at her tail. She was looking at her tail and growling.
Are you touching it? Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Is somebody pulling your tail, dog? Yes, you are.
I am not.
Are they getting your tail, baby girl? Are they getting your tail?
Anyways, much love, everybody. Have a good night or morning. Have a good something. My day's all screwed up because I work late night. Hey, Nuckins.
I not getting this, sweetheart. When are we gonna have her up on the thing?
Hopefully, we can get her up soon. Hey, Nuckins. Message me on my group page, which is in my description, or get me on Twitter. That way we can try to get a day set up for you.
Alright, bye.
But yeah, guys, much love, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Bye.
Peace.